Today we're going to be looking at photos. We're going to look at ways that we can download our photos so that we can clean out our lipscomb.edu Google Photos. Right now I'm in Google Photos, photos.google.com. I've got about 20 photos that I've got uploaded. I'm in my school account, and in just a second we'll look and see how we know that. Right now I don't have any photos selected. We're going to look at how to select them in just a second. But without photos selected, I've got a couple of icons in the upper right corner that I want to look at. One of those is this little avatar/picture. When I mouse over that, it shows that I'm in my lipscomb.edu account. The second one of those icons that we're going to use in just a little bit is the settings icon. To select pictures in Google Photos, we've got a couple of different options. If I mouse over a picture, I get a little check mark that's kind of shadowed. If I click on that, it changes to a blue background. That picture is now selected. In the upper left corner, it shows that I've got one picture selected. I can randomly click on any photos and add them to my selection. If I have photos that are grouped by a date, like these three, if I click on the check mark next to the date, it will select all three of those photos. I'm going to click on the X in the upper left, and it will deselect all my photos. Finally, if I want to select all the photos, this is a little tricky, but I click on the first photo and select it. I scroll down to the bottom. I'm going to hold down Shift, and I'm going to click on the last photo. And now I have all 20 of my photos selected. Once they're selected, I can download them, I can delete them, I can do various things with them. One word of warning: if you have thousands of pictures and you select them all and try to download, that download's going to take quite a bit of time. Finally, while we have these selected, let's look back in our upper right corner. Our icons have changed up here. There's two of these that we're going to be interested in. One of them is the More Options icon. The other is the Delete or the Trash Can icon. And we'll look at those in just a moment. I'm going to deselect all of my pictures. So let's look at the first method of backing up our photos. We're going to download our photos. I'm going to select just the first two photos because I don't want this taking a long time. I'm going to click on the More Options icon in the upper right corner, and I'm going to select Download. When I click on Download, Google is going to start downloading. You can see in the lower left corner that it's downloaded a zip file, and that goes to my Downloads folder. I can get in there and I can deal with it there, but those two photos are downloaded. Now again, if I've got thousands of photos and I select all of them, that download will take an extremely long time. There's another method of getting all of our photos out of Google Photos, and it's called Google Takeout. I don't have any pictures selected right now. If I go to the upper right corner and I click on the gear for settings, I can scroll down and find where it says Export Your Data. I can click the down arrow to expand that. And then I can click on Backup. That's going to open Google Takeout. This is a special feature of Google that allows you to download your information. It's going to ask which data I want to include. Right now, Google Photos is the only option, and it's checked. You may have other options here. I would only do Google Photos by themselves. I'm going to click on Next Step. It's going to ask me a couple of other things. One is the frequency. Export once is fine. The file type and size, we want to select zip there. And this is the other tricky part, the file size. I would suggest selecting 2 gig or 4 gig. If you've got a lot of pictures and you select 10 gig or 50 gig, those will take a long time to download. 50 gigs will take hours to download. I'm going to stick with 2 gig. I'm going to click on Create Export. It's going to start a process that's all in the background with Google. And what Google is doing right now, it's taking my 20 photos, it's preparing them, it's going to send me an email with the download link. Once I download those, then I can unzip them and then I can back them up somewhere else. Again, if you've got a lot of files, a lot of photos, this is going to take a very long time. Finally, once all of our photos are downloaded and they're in another account or they're backed up somewhere, I need to delete them from my Lipscomb account. So I'm going to select all my photos. I'm going to click on the first one. I'm going to scroll down to the bottom and I'm going to shift click on the last one, and that selects all 20 of my photos. Now all I have to do is go to the upper right. I'm going to click on the delete icon. It's going to ask for confirmation. I'm going to move to trash. I have no photos here, but I want to empty them out of my trash. So on the left-hand side, I'm going to go to trash. It's going to show me all those photos. In the upper right, I've got an empty trash button. I'm going to click on that. It's going to want confirmation. I click empty trash again. My photos are gone. My Google Photos account is all clear.